the bigger, kind of mission behind it is like, how can we elevate other women in business? Like if I'm doing this, I'm trying to add more female perspectives to an industry where there are not a lot of female voices. And then, we became a certified B Corp. So
Mm.
we really are purpose driven.
Yeah.
You have to deliver on taste and the quality first. So that was like
Yep.
those are the first things that we, had to nail. But then to have that like bonus. Bonus is that, we're still owned and led by all women and that we're certified B Corp and is a social impact company committed to elevating other women in business. So that's just kind of like there's an extra bonus on top of delivering on the product.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and I'm curious because I think you might kind of answer this already, but you've mentioned, several times that, Inspiro is really a tequila with women in mind, right? At the front, which is, at least to my knowledge, like that's pretty rare in the world in general, but particularly in the spirit world, to my
Yeah.
knowledge. So why did you feel like that was an important consumer to focus on? And how did you approach it maybe differently than you might have otherwise?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, we would start with this is the only consumer I know really
Mm.
well because
Yep.
I'm the
Which
consumer,
makes sense,
right?
right? Yeah.
So like it was really easy for me to figure out like I know this person. It's my friends. Um, well, one, women are not a niche market. Like there's so many indicators of like why this is so significant and this female
Mm.
consumer is so
Hmm.
important. For 51% of the population, women are going to control two-thirds of the wealth within 10 years. So like you hold the purse strings.
Yeah.
Women make 85% of all purchasing decisions. And even in alcohol, they make 60 to 70% of all purchasing decisions. And we did the research, 54% of tequila drinkers are female. So
Wow.
it just seemed to me that yes, women could drink any brand. They like a whole slew of tequila brands. You drink
Mm.
everything, but like, why not also focus on this consumer as far as like our messaging? There's things that we're really intentional about. You do not see scantily clad women in dark club scenes on
Yeah.
any of our marketing materials. We are just we didn't dumb it down for her. We speak to her like a very educated, thoughtful consumer. We didn't put in happy bottles. We didn't make it fruity flavored. It is like 100% agave, 40 ABV,
Mhm.
ultra premium tequila. So I think I just looked at this consumer and thought people do usually, when they do try to address this consumer, they usually think they have to like give her this like alternative, like weekend version.
Mhm.
And I just didn't see her like that. I thought she wants to get together with her friends. She likes to entertain. She just wants something that tastes great, easy to
Yeah.
drink, and then like a beautiful bottle that she'd want to proudly display and show off.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, not that you need my validation, but I have to say, like, you've hit the nail on the head with all of that, particularly with the bottle. You guys have put together a gorgeous package, really.
Thank you.
One other thing I wanted to hit on, because we kind of talked about this off air, but another superpower I think that you have is on the networking side, particularly early on when you're, creating your brand and trying to learn things and researching a ton. And you mentioned just how critical LinkedIn has been for you. That's how you and I met. So, what are some of your like strategies, your best tips for those listening out there? They might want to, start their own business. They have some questions and they want to network around it. How do you go about that?
Yes. And I love this question because um building a community was essential. We
Mm,
talked about in the beginning how I did a ton of research and due diligence.
yeah.
And you have to do that. But then I really don't think you can do this alone.
No.
It's
Yes.
entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. I realized I needed people. I needed guidance. I need like, to be able to tap into other people and learn. Um, so when I started this, I had no LinkedIn profile at
Mm,
all.
mm, wow.
I had no business network, like great carpool network, no business network at
Yeah.
all. So I had to be very deliberate about it and how to build it. And I did. And I made that a part of everything I did. Like one introduction would lead to another introduction, and I follow up on every single one of those.
Yes.
Now I get a list of who's going to be going to invite, or like some event. I look up everybody on LinkedIn, connect with them ahead of time. So as those grew, and I really think LinkedIn is a way to form real relationships.
Yeah.
Not, I think, like it's not Instagram. I'm not as active on. I mean, I do some, but like those are just gazers. They come in
Mm.
and out. They maybe, but LinkedIn, I've met people that they feel like, we know each other and then I see them in real life or they're coming through Chicago. They're like, will you meet up? I mean, it's funny. Like people, there's a familiarity around it. Like I
Hmm.
literally ran into someone on like a few people on the floor of Expo West last year. Like, oh my gosh. And I follow you on LinkedIn. Just like, of course, it's very hard to like actually know who the
Remember
person is, but you
everybody?
see them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh no. Um, but building that community, I just think, you know, it's really essential. And what I'd say is, I don't have a super like strategy around it.
Mm.
I don't say I'm going to post at this time or certain time. It's literally whatever is on top of like on top of my mind that day or in particular, like something I'm facing. I just try